Welcome, everyone. We are live. We are live. Oh, dear. Is it doing it? Yeah, good. I think my Twitter is working. It's Thursday already, right? Listen, don't get mad at me with this joke. This joke was funny and had me laughing all day yesterday because it just was. So I'll tell you the joke. Oh, Polter Blanc, welcome to the space. I'm just tell this joke and then we'll get started. What did the psychiatrist say to the man who came to his office dressed in saran wrap? He says, I can clearly see your nuts. Sorry. Listen, that was the best joke I heard from the accounting department yesterday. And I laughed for the rest of the afternoon because it was hilarious. I can clearly see your nuts. Anyway, let's get started because today's topic is slightly heavy, but not really. How to understand and release resentment. How to understand and release resentment. Well, let's pop over to the internet and see the definition of resentment. It's a bitter emotion arising from prolonged anger and disappointment over perceived mistreatment, injustice, or injury, often blending feelings of bitterness, disgust, and disapproval, essentially re-feeling the past hurt. Hello? It's often a blending of feelings of bitterness, disgust, and disapproval, essentially re-feeling past hurt. Okay, now that we have that definition, remember the principles. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. Now, when you hold on to resentment, you are the one carrying it in this little bag. You're carrying it. Now, the quote unquote universe does not see who you are pointing resentment towards. It doesn't see that part. It's like the mirror. The mirror doesn't see the outside world. The mirror only sees the reflection of the person in the mirror. So when you hold on to resentment, bitterness, doesn't matter who you're pointing it towards, it only affects you because you are the one holding on to it. You are the one carrying it in your bosom. So as within, so without. It only affects you. Okay? If you can understand that part, that it only has to do with you, doesn't matter who you are looking at to say, you did this to me, you hurt me, I don't like you. See? It doesn't matter who you're looking at. Just like it doesn't matter who you're throwing the ball at. What matters is that you have the ball in your hand. That feeling is within you, and thus it affects you. What does resentment do to your physical body? When you understand this, then you'll let it go. Resentment affects liver. Remember, the function of the liver in the body is to move chi up, down, left, and right inside the body. That's what the liver's function is inside the body from a TCM perspective, traditional Chinese medicine. It moves qi up, down, left, and right. The four directions, okay? North, south, east, and west. And so that anger, resentment, frustration, it stops movement from going upward. Where? Towards the heart. That's where it stops it from going, towards the heart. Okay? When you stop the upward mobility and you influence the heart, you get things like palpitations, meaning you can feel your heartbeat. You don't have to put your hand on your chest or put the stethoscope on. No, when you breathe in and you exhale, you feel your heart and it catches you. It feels like you can't catch your breath, right? That's what it feels like, a palpitation. And palpitations prolonged. You starve the heart of blood and oxygen. See? This is what resentment does to you. And because you're blocking the upward motion, you impede the other three directions. So you end up with what we call hypochondriac pain, that pain on the right side where the liver is, and you're trying to sigh a lot to move it because it feels like it's stuck, right? You can't move it. That's just a brief overview of what it does to your physical body. So because that upward mobility is there, you get a foggy brain, right? Memory can be affected. You're like, I don't know. And then feelings of agitation increase because the motion is stuck inside the body. You're doing that to you because you are holding it. So when you begin to see that holding this emotion, carrying this emotion affects you, it affects you. It does not affect George, May, Susie. No, it doesn't affect anybody but you because you're the one carrying it. So when you know that you suffer because of what you're holding, then you get this choice to make. Do you want to continue to suffer physiologically in your body with the pain, or do you want to be free of it? If you want to be free of it, you have to understand what you're doing so that when you comprehend what you're doing, the letting go happens naturally because you say to yourself, oh, my body doesn't feel good. I don't want that anymore. And then you start, the moment you say, I want to feel better, then your attention goes towards your breathing. And you literally start to feel a little bit better. So you get up the next day and the feeling comes back and you say, oh, I want to feel better. And you start to feel better. And then you'll realize you start to do things that facilitate you feeling better. You get the idea, oh, I should go for a walk. Oh, I should eat this thing. Or I should have this kind of tea. Pardon me. But you begin to get ideas because you have decided that you want to feel better. Naturally, you get these ideas that make you feel better. And the actions just happen naturally to help you feel better. You get the idea, oh, maybe I should meditate a little bit. Maybe I should spend some time just breathing naturally. And you start to do it. And over time, you will recognize, wait a minute, my body doesn't hurt as much anymore. Why? Because you naturally let go. You naturally released the thing that you were holding on to that was stifling your own body. You see, we think we have to force letting go. You just have to decide you no longer want to hold it. And then that natural progression follows. You get ideas of how to continually feel better. You could be scrolling somewhere and see learn Qigong or learn meditation. And you say, wait, oh, I'm interested in that. Because naturally, the new mood brings about new feelings. It brings about new ideas. Just like if you sit in the resentment, it begins to close you off. You stop making friends because nobody wants to hang around you because you complain too much about all the people who hurt you. And people say, "Ugh, I don't want to be around that." And so they stop hanging around you naturally. And then you become isolated. And then you begin to feel even more anger and more frustration and more resentment because "Ugh, it doesn't matter what I do. Nobody wants to hang around me. Why can't I make friends?" Naturally, that's what happens. Nobody just stops hanging out with you because, ugh, no, these things happen naturally based upon the mental attitude that you walk in. So if that attitude is resentment, and listen, don't think for a moment that I'm telling you that what happened is of no consequence or like it doesn't, it's not valid. It is valid. Your feelings are valid. They are. And it wasn't nice what happened. It wasn't a good thing that happened either. Oh, well, how could it be good? It doesn't feel good in the body, so obviously it's not good, right? But what gets us is the prolonged carrying of the resentment. The prolonged carrying of it becomes a habit. And habits are going to streamline you and make you successful in where you have developed it. So now the resentment just becomes a habit, and habitually you complain. Habitually you feel bad. Why? Because you've been doing the same thing the same way every time. So when you understand that the resentment is that prolonged frustration and anger and bitterness because of the injustice, some people may never apologize. Not because they don't care, but because that's where their mentality is. You can only act according to your mental mood. So if they are not apologizing, that's the mood they're in, and they can only behave in such a fashion. So when you begin to grasp that part, that a person behaves according to their mental attitude, their mental mood, their mindset, then you will recognize why they behave the way they do and what your role in it was. And when you catch yourself, you say, oh, I've been walking around with that for so long that no wonder these types of people were in my life. I don't want to walk around like that anymore. And right there, as soon as you make the choice to not walk around with that anymore, literally you break the chain of it. You literally break the chain of it. And you begin to develop a new way to do it, a new way to live. And where we become discouraged, where we feel like we don't see a change, is because we get up the next day and it still feels that way. It still hurts. Only because you were doing that old way for so long. You have to continue in the new way deliberately. That's what will solidify the new way in your life so you start living it. You see, you get this help at the very beginning. As I told you, the moment you make the decision and say, well, I don't want to be that, I want to be this. As soon as you make that choice, right there, it becomes easier for you to make that choice because it feels good at the onset. Oh, I feel lighter. Yes, that's your cue to entertain that feeling of lightness. And the more you do it, the more momentum it builds to keep you from going back to the old way. That's what it does to help you. And all you have to do is keep following it. Keep doing it. Why? Because you form a habit by doing the same thing the same way every time. So understand that holding on to past hurt, resentment, frustration, anger, those kinds of things, it keeps it in your life because it is you holding it. And when you hold it, because, well, how do you hold it? By giving it your attention and talking about it, reminiscing about it. That is what makes it stick around. You see, that's what makes it stick around. And because it sticks around, you develop the habit of being there so that that's where you end up every day, emotionally, mentally, physically. It is all right to feel those things, but you've got to put them into perspective and comprehend that holding it only harms you. Because then we start to ask questions like, well, how come it doesn't seem to affect them? How come they seem to be living a good life? Because that's the question we ask because we're so busy looking at them. We say to ourselves, well, how come? How come they don't seem to be affected by it? Because that's not what they are holding on to. They're holding on to something else. You can't see it because all you can see is the contents of your own mind and what you're holding on to. So that's why when we look at them and we judge them and we say, looks like they're having a good life, they don't feel any guilt or shame for what they did to me. You do not know that. The only person who knows what they are dealing with is them. Just like the only person who knows what you're dealing with is you. And from the exterior, listen, we can pretend to make anything look good. Of course, we can pretend. It's called a facade, right? But you don't know what aches and pains they have that show up in their body as a result of them carrying around what they've done. You don't know. But what you end up doing now, not only are you carrying the resentment, but now that actually intensifies the resentment you feel because it doesn't look like they are suffering. It doesn't look like they are hurting because of what they did to you. So that compounds, that adds on to what you feel. And then what you feel becomes heavier and more burdensome. Next thing you know, you got heartburn. Because now the chi can't move upwards in the body. Now it can't go down in the body. So you've blocked off the upward and the downward inside your own body. And now you got to deal with things like heartburn, sour regurgitation, indigestion. And here you are popping tums when you don't realize that it is the resentment that you're holding on to that is causing this thing within you, in your body. You see, when you know that part and you say, I can't be having that. Oh, I can't handle this heartburn. I'm popping Tums and they over there living their best life. You know what? I'm done holding on to this. And the moment you say that, the moment you say that, your body begins to release. But you've got to continue with the mindset of the release to reap the benefit of it. Well, you're carrying on with the holding of the resentment and reaping the benefit of that. So once you know that it is what you hold on to that influences you, good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. The fact is you are holding it. You understand? So take the time to grasp that. Nobody's saying to you that what happened was right or it was fair. Of course it is not. But every man according to his own merit. You understand what that means? As within, so without. You always reap what you've sown. There's no escaping that. So because they don't look, because I can name names. And we all know the names I'm thinking about. We can say their names. And we can say, how come they don't suffer? How come they having a good life? You do not know that. We can say Bill Gates. We can say that. We can say all these things. How come it look like look at how rich they are. Look at how much power they have. And I can tell you this. It is an illusion. And at the end of the day, the only one who suffers for what they have done is them. And it will be self-inflicted. Oh, indeed. It is called cause and effect. You think because you tell somebody what you're going to do to them that you are absolved of it? That does not stop cause and effect, my friends. And cause and effect is a ripple through time. Cause and effect is far reaching. It penetrates every single dimension. Oh, you see, don't get it twisted. And here's how you know that it is delusional what they do. Because they want to live forever in that physical form that they possess. And they keep changing it time after time. Oh. Right? They think a ritual saves. A ritual has no power to save. It is a ritual, it is a thing. There is only the law. And when one truly comprehends that there is only law, you don't run around talking about, I want to live forever, because you will already know that you are immortal. You see? But because we don't grasp and understand that part, we think that where we are is the permanent place. It is only temporary. You understand? It is only temporary. So don't run around this world talking about, oh, the evil are prospering. As within, so without. If you can remember that, then you will let go of your resentment towards anybody because it only poisons you. It only poisons you. How? It has to pass through your body first. So it will affect you. And you don't want that. So how do you release it? By acknowledging it is there. Acknowledge. Don't judge it. Just acknowledge it and go, oh my Lord, I've been holding on to this forever? Forever, ever, forever, ever? Yes. Just acknowledge it. And when you acknowledge it, girl, just cry. You got to get it out. You could cry, you could scream, you could stomp, you could dance, you could just let it out. And then make a decision. Do you want to continue living like that? Or do you want to live another way? Well, if you say, I don't want to have that in my life anymore, you've got to replace it. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. There is no emptiness anywhere. What do you want to replace it with? Well, if you weren't bitter and resentful and angry, how would you be living your day? What kind of attitude would you have throughout the day? That question, you answer that. And when you see what you would be doing in reality, when you see what you'd be doing, literally a feeling comes over your body. It just, because it has to. Cause and effect. The moment you say, oh, I would be living like this, I'd be walking down the street like this, I'd be interacting with people like this. The moment you turn yourself towards that, the moment you polarize yourself towards the new person that you want to become, a lightening of the body begins to happen. You'd be surprised the bowels will move a lot easier as well. Well, you don't have to take my word for it. Test it out and you'll see, right? You start to feel a little bit lighter. And then that is where you keep yourself pointed in that direction. Now you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to go right back to the old way. That's all right. Just turn around and go back to the new way. Every single time you catch yourself going and intermingling with the old way, you say, I see you. We're going over here. And you go towards the new and you practice the new. Why? Because whatever you practice is what you perform. You're going to live out what you practice. So that new mental attitude, the grip of resentment begins to loosen on your life. And then you begin to feel how good that feels. Ooh, you will get up every morning and automatically turn yourself towards your new attitude. Before you put your head on your pillow, you will turn yourself towards your new attitude. Why? Because we like how it feels. You see? This is how we were designed. This is why we like to do things that feel good. You can't hate that. That is part of the design to make change easier for us. And every time you want to go back and be bitter and go, oh my God, I can't stand this heifer. Every time you go back to that, you're going to feel that pain in your chest. You say, oh, that's not for me. And you will go towards your new way of being. Because why? The pain will go away. You see, your success is built in. We are designed to be successful in every area of our lives because going towards success feels so much better. Look at all the songs we write. Feels good. You make me feel so good. Write all these songs about feeling good because we like to feel good. So that's how you release the resentment by turning towards the new attitude, the new way you want to be. And that is what you entertain. That is what you talk about. That's what you feel in your bosom. The new way. And then naturally over time, the old way begins to fade. Not throughout the fact that you've got to give it effort. Nah, it's like when you cut your hand and it scabs over. Did you put that scab there? Nope. That scab happened as a result as cause and effect and the clotting factor. And the scab is there to what? Heal. So healing is effortless, obviously. Look at it. Even if you squeeze your finger in the door and you see how black the nail gets, that old nail over time will fall out and leave a brand new nail underneath. Healing is easy and effortless. Not because I say so, but it is evidenced all around us. Just make the decision to heal. Oh, Angela, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. We wouldn't even have a hospital. Carry on with that attitude. You see, things get out of hand, right? When when we don't deal with them, they grow and become these monstrosities. And then those diseases, we've given them names. And we feel as if we can't heal because it is so big. Why do you think the saying, prevention is better than cure, exists? So, to prevent these ailments in your body, release your resentment. Release your resentment because it is only harmful to you. And does your health not matter to you? Don't you want to live a good life? Don't you want to get up and laugh every day and not be in pain every day? Of course you do. Nobody wants to suffer. So allow that. Oh, well, you might think it is selfish to want to live a good life. Well, then be selfish. Which one of us does not want to live a good life? When you find them, you let me know. You introduce me to that person who would just rather get up and bitch and moan all day and be cantankerous all day. Let me know and I'll meet them. I'm telling you, ain't a one out there who does that deliberately. So, polarize yourself in the direction of the new attitude, the new person you want to become. And the more you do that and make that your new habit, your body must, not because you force it, but it will respond. Why? As within, so without. You can't be living a good attitude and your hormones don't match. Your hormones will match your mental attitude every single time. Every single time. But what about menopause? Every single time. That's another day. We'll discuss that in more detail another day. But I trust that it makes sense to you today. Oh, oh, is he going to sing? I just heard him. Good morning, handsome. So, what are you going to do today? You know, we got all these face creams, All this stuff we got. But when you look in the mirror and you see those lines on your face, it's very interesting. Because technically speaking, when you're walking around in frustration, the face reflects it. So if you keep holding your face in a particular position, well, then obviously it begins to set in that position. Showing up as premature aging. We talk about, oh, I gotta get my collagen. I gotta get my fillers and my Botox. All the while, it is that anger and bitterness and resentment that making your face look that way. Oh, don't come for me. I don't make the rules. I'm telling you, this is why there's something called face reading in TCM. You can look at the face and read the emotions on the face. Oh, yes. So do yourself a favor and acknowledge where you are without judgment, and then replace it with what? Your new mental attitude, the new person you want to become. And when you start to do that, and you do it the same way every single time, you begin to feel that and acknowledge it. Yeah, this is the new me. It will suppress the old habit. And once it suppresses the old habit, meaning your new habit has now taken root, oh yeah, you won't have to remember to be free of resentment. You will automatically live that way. The same way you don't have to be reminded to carry it. You will carry the resentment because you've practiced carrying it. So you see, my beautiful friends, you got this in the bag. You really do. I see you, the better man. I see you. Is Melly Mel here? Paging Melly Mel. Mr. Stafford Jr. I see y'all in these YouTube streets. Twitter. I know Miss Tiffany was there. We had some technical difficulties with Twitter this morning, but it seems to have rectified itself. Fanbase. We got Michael. Ray is in the house. Big Mike. Summer Rose is with us too. Let's see. Ursula. Ursula was here as well. See, that's what it is. I see you. Thank you all for being here on this glorious Thursday morning. I trust that even though this topic may have been a little bit heavy, understand why I shared it with you today. Because it is time to be free of it. It is time. That's right, little bit. It's time to let it go, let it go. It's time. Do you want to be free? Do you want to be free of it? Just make the decision. Well, Angela, it's that easy? All I got to do is make up my mind? Yes. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. That, oh, it's hard work. No. Decide. And once you decide, your body begins to release its own chemical cocktail that makes you feel freer, more relaxed, more at ease. And because that feels good to you, you're going to do it again. And you're going to do it again. That's right, little bit, and you'll do it again. And you will realize, ooh, this feels nice. And sooner rather than later, you will have made the new habit, the new mental attitude to be free, and you will start deliberately living in your freedom. And then you'll be saying things like, ooh, I remember when I was so bitter. I remember that time. But thank goodness, whew, I'm free of that. I used to have all these aches and pains, and child, I don't live like that anymore. That's exactly how you'll be talking. Yes, because it will become a distant memory for you. Oh, I can hear you loud and clear, sugar. That boy is something else. Anywho, thank you all for being here. Check out the website, y'all, positivelyangela.com. Test out that chat feature and let me know that it is working so I know if there's any bugs we need to fix. And wait a minute, the Oracle cards are ready too. Yay, you can order them. Can I get anything? Do you know how long? Listen, chat has been a labor of love, but it is finally done. And so now you can go online and order them for yourselves. And so now I will begin to process the order of people who have pre-ordered. Thank the Lord. God, that's been bothering me for so long. Anyway, but that's what I'll be doing. So check it out, positivelyangela.com. And drop me a line, drop me a note, ask these questions if you have them, and we'll use the law, mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm. Cause and effect is right, little bit. Look at you. Apt student you are. Cause and effect and gender. They are at work all day, every day, never taking a break to make sure that we run smoothly and that we are successful. So let us deliberately use them. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go forth and embrace the new you, the new mental attitude. Indeed. And document your changes. Write them down. I used to be ... but not anymore. Feels good. I will see you on the morrow. And I do believe tomorrow is let there be light. Pretty sure that's what tomorrow is. Let there be light. Ooh. Let there be light. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anywho, loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. I love you all. I'll see you on the morrow. Peace out.